we saw how we can create a filter on our list by using only one column. But what if we want to create a complex condition that comprise several columns? For example, I want to get all of the rows where a region is central, representative is 13, but number of units is bigger than 100. In that case, first we have to select some part of our list. I will click here, then we will click on this filter button, and then on edit filters. We will add another filter but with plus sign, and instead of using this simple filter which is used on only one column, we will use this combined filter. This combined filter is made actually by creating first simple filters on some columns, and then we can combine those simple filters with and or operators. So I will select this option, I will click on OK, and again first we have to select some column. I will select this column region, OK, and we will select central region. And now we have this new dialog. Now this new dialog will actually show us all of those simple filters, and then we can combine them by using these operators here. So I will add another simple filter by clicking on plus sign. Instead of region, I will select representatives, OK, and we will select Jardine, OK, and again we will click on plus sign. We will now select units, OK, and we will choose everything where number of units is bigger than 100. Okay, now we got our combined filter. As we can see, AND operator is always used because that is default operator. We will just leave it like this. We will click on OK. We can see here a formula that depicts our combined filter. I will click then on OK, and we will see how our filter works. But what if we want to change our filter? Again, we will go to filter button, to edit filters. I will double click here. We can, for example, select just this filter, and then we can click on minus to delete it if we want to. So simple filters can be deleted by using this minus sign, or they can be edited by using this pencil button. So we can just change our filter. But what if we want to change an operator? In that case, we can, for example, select this AND operator, and then we can click on OR. So now these two conditions are connected with OR, and they are also wrapped with parentheses. So we can see parentheses here and here. And it is also possible, for example, to select this condition and this condition. I will hold Control key, so I selected two conditions, and then I can click on OR. Now these two conditions will be connected with OR, and we can change this OR condition to AND, and we can also select one condition, and then we can click on NOT. Now this condition will be negated. And when I click on OK, we can see a formula for our change filter. I will again click on OK, and now we will see our result. Our result are all the rows where a region is central, or units are bigger than 100, and representative is not Jardine. And this is how we use combined filter. There is another way how we can create a complex filter. Again, we go to filter button, we go to edit filters, we will select this existing filter, we will delete it, and then we will click on plus button, but this time we will create advanced filter. Okay? And now we are faced with expression builder dialog. Now this dialog is used for formula creation. We haven't learned anything about formulas, so this will be just a short introductory, and I will create one simple formula. Now first, in this area here, we can type our formula. We can type here anything we want, but instead of typing, we can just drag elements from these tabs here. Here we have different data. We have source data, we have columns from our query. This is query that is used to create this list. Here we would find other queries. In this report we don't have other queries, so there is nothing here. Here we have different operators, and we have different functions and so on. And we have these two tabs that we will skip. And we can use, for example, this tab. If we need region column, we can just drag it here. So instead of typing it, we can just drag it. And at the bottom, we have this pane where we can get some informations about functions, operators, and our formula. Now I will create one simple formula. I will say that region should be equal to central. I will use single quotes, so central it is, and then I need some operator. I can go to this tab. Here at the top we have these operators, and I will use AND. Then I will select another column. I will go back. I can use column representatives. I can type equal, but I cannot remember their exact names. I don't know how their names are spelled. In that case, I can click on this button, select value, and I can just select some of their names. For example, this time we can select only one name. I will select Jardine. We can search here for exact term if we know it. For example, I can search like this, and we can also use all of these options that we already saw in simple filters. So I will just leave it like this. I will click on insert, and we can see how our filter is created. Then I can type AND with upper letters, it doesn't matter. We will use this third column item, and we will now use operator in. Operator in is asking for several values, and in this case, instead of using this button that allows me to select only one value, I will use this button to select several values. I will select all of these values by holding Control key. I will add them here. I will click insert, and we can see how in operator works. So we created a list of all possible values. Then we will click on OK. We will see now here our formula. We will again click on OK, and we now see how our filter works.